Hi guys, Tracy from Australia with another journal share. This one's very shabby chic. I've covered an old hardback novel with lace and then layered a couple of doilies, fussy cut a beautiful image, pulled in a large piece of lace with a heart buckle and then added a couple of other bits and pieces. Also created a large dangle out of a couple of old necklaces. That's completely detachable because it's quite large. So on the back here you can see the lace that I've covered the entire jacket with, and then the large rectangular doily with a couple of other laces down the bottom. So I think that round doily actually has tatting around it, which is very nice. And then there's some other little bits and pieces there as well, including a little charm. So hanging off some of the lace that decorates the pages are also some bulb pins with the other some charms and little bits of the necklace. Closure is seam binding through a couple of eyelets. So as I said, very shabby chic, and that first paper there is from Screech Owl and is her Shabby Roses collection. So I've made a pocket with a piece of lace and then popped a piece of a couple of large cards in for journaling. I've also used some vintage music paper and composition book pages. So I've created a little tuck with a paper doily decorated with the rose and some ephemera pieces that are Etsy purchases. That top one I think comes from the kit Letters to Rose from Nectar's Creations, and the other one is from, I'll have it here in a minute, Cameo Shop. Okay, so on the back the bingo card is from Shinami Rose, and that one is from an Etsy shop called Christy Art. And in the other little pocket are some pieces from Kaisercraft. So this page and the tuck are both from Kaisercraft, and this one is from Screech Owl. Beautiful papers, really love them, very shabby. So very little tea dyeing here. I wanted to keep the creams and whites. So that one is from Nectar's Creations. This is probably one of the few tea dyed pieces that I've put in, but it just gives a bit of variety with the different creams. So a little glassine bag, and I've decoupaged onto that and glued a bit of an old doily on there. This is another couple of pages that I purchased from an Etsy seller called Country at Heart. And I printed those onto vellum. So an old photo, piece of ephemera, and the page and the pocket are from Screech Owl. So oval doily, and I've decoupaged onto that. The little birdie ticket is from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. And then a couple of other pieces I've created from paper offcuts. The little pocket is also one of the torn pages from Country at Heart, and the pink stripy one is a Kaisercraft commercial paper. So you can see on that white page there that I have sewn quite a few of the pockets in. So created a cabinet card with an old photo. The pocket itself is made from a piece of fabric and decorated with lace. So there's one of the little bulb pins. So a piece from a necklace and a charm. I think the first one's a little doggy, of course, a little poodle. Stamped that ticket, and the little tickets are from Cameo Shop. So again, that's a Screech Owl paper to make for the tuck and also the page, and large card. I can't remember where that came from. That one I think is in the Letters to Rose, and the other little one is from Ephemera's Garden. So I will put details of as many things as I can remember in the description box. If you have any other questions, you're welcome to send me an email. The little postcard there with the rounded corners, that's also from Screech Owl. So I created a mannequin using a die that I have, and then popped a couple of little cards in there for extra journaling. The dotty paper is a Kaisercraft one. So a couple of little tickets. That piece is from Letters to Rose, and then the ticket is from Cameo Shop. So I've created a little pocket there with a piece of lace, popped a Kaisercraft card in there, and then one of the Tiffany tags. So again, Screech Owl, Ephemera's Garden, and I think that other piece is from Letters to Rose, but it could be Graphics Fairy too, not quite sure. So second signature, again started off with the Screech Owl paper. That pocket is made from the Country at Heart paper. Created a cabinet card with a gorgeous vintage photo of a very romantic Victorian couple. Kaisercraft, and then Screech Owl is the little rounded card. So you can see a little bit of baking paper there. I have used that quite a few times throughout the journal. So a little fold down tuck, one of the Tiffany cards in there behind, and of course vintage music paper, a couple of little cards, and a tuck made from a paper doily and decorated with a fussy cut flower. So the dark creamy card is one that came from my friend Roz. I think she got those from China. Top one I can't remember, and the little pocket is made with a die that I have, with a little bit of paper in there for journaling. So that stripy paper, as I've said before, is a Kaisercraft one, and then a fussy cut flower to decorate. Decoupaged onto the oval doily, and a little bit of collaging with lace and other little bits and pieces. It's a little teapot hanging off that charm, little tag that I've made by stamping. Decoupaged onto a library card, and then the other little card I think is Graphics Fairy. So a little pocket there, and just popped in a piece of extra paper from the Shabby Roses collection from Screech Owl. Vellum that I've printed onto a little glassine bag with a couple of little cards in there. Top one is Christy Art, and then little envelope that I've made using that die that I like. So a little little lace pocket made out of a folded over doily, a couple of little tickets, and a tiny weeny little envelope with a little bit of paper in there to journal on. So that's a pocket with a beautiful card in there for extra journaling. Then also on the back there, that pocket is created with one of the torn pages from Country at Heart. The little pocket was made with a Kaisercraft piece. That's the other part of that glassine envelope. So some lace sewn onto the page there, and then a little ball pin with a dangle. That's a belly band, and I will pop something in there. I just must have forgotten to put it back in. So a little tag that I've created, and a couple of other little pieces in that lace pocket. And that piece is from Letters to Rose, and the others as I've indicated previously. Like how the composition book pages with the lines on it give a bit of contrast. So this is the final signature. There are 3 signatures, and they each have 8 folded pages with half pages and the glassine envelopes as well. So on the vintage music paper, I've just done a little bit of collaging with a beautiful piece of an old doily and a little flower. So the pocket is made from a piece of lace, and then there's another little pocket behind it for those extra pieces. So the large card from my friend Roz, which I think she got from China, and then the front piece is from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. This is a little tag that I just actually made out of some wrapping paper, a little image that was on a wrapping paper, and I put a little bit of lace on there. Then the one at the back was just an offcut that I cut into the shape of a tag. So the pocket is created with a little piece from Kaisercraft. The little bird is from Letters to Rose, and then the large pocket is made from the Country at Heart paper, and I've just popped a couple of large cards in there. I know that the postcard one, the pink one, is from Graphics Fairy, and I can't remember about the other one. So I used a little piece of a doily, and I've decorated with a paper flower as a little tuck. And I have created a little pocket there, and I just popped that rose in there, but I have to say it's not even a very effective pocket, but it looks pretty. So all the center strings have glittery butterflies on them. Again, one of the mannequin tucks that I've created, and a little envelope with some cards in it. The bird is from Letters to Rose. These, the pocket and the page are Screech Owl, a couple of lace pieces. The envelope is Letters to Rose. The paper that's in there is Screech Owl, and then a couple of other little pieces. So a lace sewn onto that one, vellum that I've printed onto, and the other side of that glassine bag. Getting to the end now, so 3 signatures, it's a little bit hard to manage sometimes. A little bit of lace sewn onto there. Large lace pocket. That tag is made from vintage wallpaper, and then the large tag, I'm not sure. A couple of little tickets. The green card is from Kaisercraft, and the front one is from Screech Owl. And then to finish off, another cabinet card with a vintage image that I've made. Cool, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed making this one. I'd been wanting to do some shabby chic for a while, and it was nice to use a combination of different papers